Welcome on this glorious Saturday to the World Doom League Summer 2021 quarterfinals between Onslaught and Wasted Potential. I am Xenaero, and I am joined by the lovely co-host, the regular co-host, the fantastic co-host, KBlair. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Xenaero. It's good to be here, and it's great to see the first playoff game of the summer 2021 season of the World Doom League. Onslaught versus Wasted Potential.
Now, there are a couple changes that go into the playoff games compared to the regular season. Now, we would have one map per week. With the playoffs, that changes, and that is what gives so much value to a higher seed, in this case, Team Onslaught. They now play their map 14 in rounds 1 and 2, and then Wasted Potential will then take their home field for rounds 3 and 4. It'll go back to the first map for round 5 and then alternate from that point on until we have a winner. There can be no ties in the quarterfinals, so of course, we have to have a winner. It could go on for, I don't know how. Blair, do we even know how long we've had an overtime for in the playoffs before?
So I believe we've had two 7-round playoff games. There hasn't been any more than 7, I want to say.
So, I mean, there's precedent for us to go as far as 9. We're prepared to go as far as 9, although for our sake, we hope we can keep up. But less about what we can do. Let's talk about what Team Onslaught can do. Why don't you hit it off, Blair?
Sure thing. So Onslaught will be on Team Blue this game, and they're seeded number 2 in the World Doom League. So Onslaught came into the playoffs fresh off a 2-0 win over Rip and Tear last week. And as you noted, they come in with the home field advantage over Wasted Potential. So if it goes to 5 rounds, that means Onslaught will play their map more than Wasted Potential. Last week, leader Dastin played a mix of offense and mid with 5 points off 22 touches. That's good for 22%, much higher than the league average. Dranzer played hard defense. He had 23 flag defenses, most in the server. And Seneca played mid with 3 points off 19 touches, 15%. That's still better than league average. So very good showing from Onslaught last week. Now, Onslaught's favored as the home team going into this match. However, and we do this through investigative journalism, they may be starting King Dime instead of Seneca this week because of scheduling issues. So will that affect their performance is yet to be known. However, matching up against Wasted Potential, Onslaught is looking for a true Week 1 rematch. So that means if King Dime plays, the roster will be identical to who played in this matchup Week 1. And Wasted Potential won that matchup in Week 1, by the way. Team captain Dastin is likely to run here, as he has proven very apt at running in Mephetic Waste, their home field. However, with King Dime in the mix, he may forego running in order to put King Dime in position to succeed. Now, Mephetic Waste is a very hard map to do any positions on, as we'll get into later. And if King Dime plays, it kind of like clogs up the front, the front or the offense side of the field, and doesn't really leave much for Dranzer and crew in the back end. So, Dranzer, as mentioned, will be looking to play lights out defense again. His powerful frag power will assure you can leave him on an island and only provide occasional help, but as a defender, you would know that you need help sometimes. you don't go the whole way with no help. And as mentioned, King Dime is expected to make his WDL playoff debut here. Not much is known of his multiplayer skill set. Obviously, he's a single player phenom speedrunner, phenomenon. So he's a true wild card heading into this opening playoff matchup. Now, Xenaero, can you tell me about the boys in red, the Wasted Potential crew?
Wasted Potential. Well, I sure can. I mean, they came in at the 7th seed. They were tied for last place with the Techno Vikings. But due to a tiebreaker, they were able to maintain a higher seed. Although that will not help them in playoff berth here, at least as far as playoff advantage when we're talking about map selection. But Wasted Potential, after losing 2-0 to Dosu and Franks last week, Wasted Potential looks to stop the bleeding and win their opening playoff game. That would be a great benefit for them going into the semifinals, although even then, due to their seeding, they would not have home field advantage. Last week, Team Captain Alpha played defense for 28 flag defenses and 6 points allowed. Ed played mid and offense with 2 points off 26 touches or a 7% capture ratio, and Nax Just Prime played offense with 2 captures off 36 touches with a 5% ratio. Bear in mind, last week's map was pretty difficult, and you often get touches out, but not a whole lot of conversion, so those are decent stacks. They'll need to increase that efficiency against a team like Onslaught. Now, Wasted Potential looks to tighten things up as they hunt for a playoff win. Alpha is definitely going to be looking for his first captain playoff win. Now, when they're matching up against Team Onslaught, Wasted Potential can handle their home field, map 04, a lot better than Mephitic Waste, which is map 14. If the playoff game were to go into extra rounds, I'd expect Wasted Potential to try their hardest to generate ties to bring things back to their map. Remember, after round 4, it will alternate between maps 14 and 4. So, typically teams pick the map that's best for them. So trying to take it to a tie on the enemy's home field, very beneficial. Leader Alpha is expected to play defense again to have the best shot for his team to best Onslaught. Expect Dranzer and King Dime to try to get him off balance at defense. Now, that's going to be tough to do depending on the map. These are two pretty different maps, very blitz maps, but the way they approach them is completely different. Ed is expected to run again, and his power style of running and high damage output makes him a formidable foe to any defender. While That's Just Prime is expected to play mid here on both maps, and will need the right intuition of who to help and when in order to secure his team's victory. Now, we did talk about what these maps are all about. Well, we can show you now both map 14 and map 4. Here they are.
Welcome to the home field of Onslaught, Mephitic Waste. Along with a blue armor in the middle, Map 14 offers a variety of routes to the flag, including this short one with a lift jump. Outside of the main base, there is a rocket launcher which can be picked up to help later for a rocket jump. A large lift in mid can be lowered to allow you up top to drop down on top of the enemy flag or to capture your own. An outgoing runner may choose to rocket jump and then hop over the gap to capture a flag in record time. This map will be seen in rounds 1 and 2. The following map will be seen in rounds 3 and 4, and then alternate from that point on until a winner is decided. Welcome to the home field of Wasted Potential, Ralphus' Magical Ice Forts. Map 4 is a straightforward map, very frag heavy with multiple routes in and out of the base. An alternate route will allow you to hit a switch that is just out of view to open a gate to allow you to bring the flag underground. An underground passageway will afford you some stealth to get to the enemy base, but beware the damaging floor. The playoffs are determined in a best-of-5 format, where each round, the team with 5 flag captures or the team with the most flag captures at the end of 10 minutes is the winner.
And that will do it for our overview of the 2 home fields that we will be seeing going into round 1 of this quarterfinals matchup. And again, it is best of 5 with no ties allowed. So at the end of round 5, if we don't have a winner, it's going to go right back to map 4 and then alternate from that point on until some teams break down. Blair, do we have anything else to add until we get into it?
So the only thing I would like to add is most of our players believe Onslaught is going to take this one. It's about 60 to 40%. So not, an overwhelming amount of odds, but most players in our in-house betting system believe, Onslaught is going to take it.
All right, and we got a couple minutes left, so hey, if you got a beverage or a snack to grab before you get back here into the server, then by all means go and grab it. We'll be hopping right into the server. Right now, however, I'm gonna give you guys a quicker run through of the maps that the overview did not capture.
Yeah, we could certainly be here a while. These rounds are played back to back to back. Now there is a minute wait time between rounds, but we play them back to back. So, you know, this could be, if it goes to 5 rounds, 50 minutes or longer.
That's exactly right. I mean, if it goes the full distance, I mean, we're talking 10 minutes per round. One thing that was not covered too much in the overview, I mean, it's meant to give you a brief look at the map, but blue armor in the middle is going to be heavily contested with, it does give you 50% damage reduction, which is incredibly vital on a map like this, where you don't have a whole lot of angles to attack an offensive player. They can get in and out of the base so fast, and we just saw a rocket jump over even this lift here to get to the other lift, drop it, and then you're home free. Or are you? Teams are going to be all over the place on map 14, Mephitic Waste, that we're looking at right now. It's going to be a wild ride if previous history of this map has anything to show.
Yeah, this map's made very famous. I think it's actually the most played map in WDL. It has the most appearances out of every map, so players definitely know what they're getting into. This has been a finals map for three years, 3 seasons, I believe. So, you know, very storied history for this map.
And I believe it is a favored map pick for team captain Rosking, who did not make an appearance this season, and also a champion. And was he the map author for this? I actually don't know this.
I actually am not sure, but I do know it's from a Chaos Core map pack, which he is sort of the headliner for. So we'll call it a Rosking map, yeah.
Yeah, we'll call it a Rosking map. If not by direct hand, then by at least influence. But teams are getting into this, and we have confirmation that this is an actual Rosking map, so it is fantastic to see new maps that are not part of the old Z-Damon CTF map pack become a favored battleground for Doom teams here and abroad. And it is game time. Oh, go ahead.
I bless the fact checkers that check that for us real quick.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, hey, the Doom community is a community effort. We can't do it without you guys. Wasted Potential is in the lobby. We're just waiting on Onslaught to show up. King Dime of Onslaught fame. Oh, Daston was already in here. I'm terrible at reading the scoreboard, the spectator board. But Onslaught, the higher seed, defending team, and picker of map 14's home field on blue. Wasted Potential on red. And we'll be getting into it in no time at all. I don't know who the 4th or the 3rd Wasted Potential pick is in the spectator with a million Z's in their name, but
That would be Alpha. Is just spamming Z's on the keyboard is what you would call an alias, I suppose.
it's you know, players are encouraged to use their sign-up names, but you know, it's like herding cats sometimes.
Yeah, like to have fun in their practice rounds and roll into the server and completely forget that they have their name changed to something not what they signed up with.
Blair, the also a enforcer of the World Doom League. You know, we make it a community effort. We hope people don't have to hire us to ask. Please do not. Please use the names we're going to be calling you as. Would be very much appreciated. The only exception to this is really Dr. Noob, also known as Ed. Kind of our shorthand for one player. That does happen from time to time.
And players just get demos recorded and everything.
Yeah, this is the first season in a while where we have been enforcing demos due to the efficiency of the port that powers the World Doom League, Odomex. Get yours at odomex.net, the online Doom multiplayer experience. Teams are calling ready. And we'll be getting into the first round of the quarterfinals. First match of the quarterfinals. First round. On map 14, Mephitic Waste. And we're starting off watching Dr. Noob move out to mid and place down a couple frags, allowing for an early touch that gets then picked up by Ed, but then quickly returned. Early aggression is key on a map like this to keep the team offset. King Dime does get out, body blocked. Eats a rocket for his troubles, and then the flag is returned.
It's clutch by Prime, but you know, if his players made way, I mean, I think Dime was scoring that.
King Dime known for great speed running efficiency. That movement can be applied offensively. Daston looking for a rocket jump, exactly what we saw, and then an execution down below, allowing him to score that flag. The player at mid could not intercept Daston. 1-0 now for Onslaught, and he does it again. This is almost 2 flags, 1 life. Drangser up top needs the flag returned. Flag is returned. He's taking a long route up to the staircase. Does not want to chance that lift jump. 2-0 for Onslaught. Great work from Daston and the legwork to make that happen. Next, just Prime and King Dime both dropping at mid. Mutual return. Ed up top. While Daston does another rocket jump and with the help of a teammate goes 3-0. Not even 2 minutes have passed in the game. And Onslaught looking a decisive favorite.
Yeah, Daston showing why he picked this as his home field. Absolutely crazy with his movement here on these flag caps.
Well, Ed gets out to mid, but no further. As soon as I open my mouth, he gets dropped and the flag is returned. But eyes are going to be mostly on Daston. And this time on King Dime, but he only had 5 health out. It gets picked up by Daston, who's now waiting for a capture, and sure enough, and now it's 4-0. Wasted Potential doesn't even have a chance to reply to any of these captures. What is happening?
Yeah, this is pretty insane right now. Daston just putting on a clinic here with these rocket jump flag captures. Not much he can do against it as defense, except be up top and don't die.
And Prime attempted a rocket jump, but we switched over to him just as he failed that. Unfortunately, had to go out through mid where 2 players were waiting. Prime does get that difficult jump across. That is a much harder jump than these players make it seem. Both flags have cleared the pedestal, and then a mutual return.
And we see Wasted Potential get a blue armor there. They need to do that. They need to deny Daston any sort of advantage, because he is just doing some incredible work here on offense.
And while we've been watching Next Just Prime, he's been doing that jump across mid with efficiency. But he needs to get past the defense, and he could not that time. Switching over to Alpha, who is currently the team captain of Wasted Potential, and defending for the team. Able to secure the flag for that time only, but needs to rally his team for an offensive push. There has to be a reply to this early 4-0 lead. And Dime, with his own rocket jump, grabs and make it out mid. Has to defend himself with rockets. Cannot. Prime with a touch. And the flag is returned for Prime. If he can get it across, he could not.
On Daston running this one straight.
And Daston with the cover he needed. That's, oh my god. So within 4 minutes, that's the end of the first round. Holy, whew.
All right, that was a lot to take in. I think Dime is probably wondering what is going on as well. He has 10 frags, but I mean, what an awesome showing from Onslaught, man. I mean, I think Wasted Potential will probably make a change here. They might put Ed on somewhere more defensive because they need to be able to stop Daston from those quick rocket jumps.
And we'll be getting into round 2 with first round is firmly in Onslaught's pocket. So that's and that will do Daston a great favor in terms of our in-house rating system. And those rocket jumps were out of control and were not stopped in any way, shape, or form by Wasted Potential. Can they get it together for round 2, or will this be another repeat?
Yep, and they're going to settle in for round 2.
I'll start off watching Drangser, who's been providing a lot of cover for his teammates as round 1 was underway, but looks like he's going to be hanging back for the most part, playing a defensive route. While Prime tries to walk out with the flag, he's intercepted, but it gets picked up by Ed.
Oh man,
They
good
were
cover for Wasted Potential, but unfortunately Ed couldn't finish it.
Yeah, you would have thought they could have picked it up, but not so much. Dime did get across and got it into his base before it got returned. Dastin is out, has to try to dodge the rockets, instead walks right into one. Dime is now out through mid. Has the cover he needs for the first capture of round 2, it looks like. And there was no interception coming down from up top and above. So that'll be 1-0 for Onslaught in the first minute of round 2. Dastin with 34 health grabs that medkit on the rocket side for another capture, 2-0. I mean, if you're wasting potential, what do you do here?
I mean, it's going way too fast to even get any sort of feedback of what's going right and what's going wrong. It's going to be really hard for Waste Potential to even come back.
King Dime, it gets past the lift, but doesn't turn around to fight the players trailing him. Then loses the flag. That is a critical skill needed for a runner. Dastin failed a rocket jump, I believe. He had 2 health leaving the base, and it got quickly returned, but Dime's already there. He has 30 health, and then not a whole lot of options there with that low of health if you're trying to rocket jump out of the base. But still, grabbing the flag brings the enemy players back to the base, forces them to turn around, and cuts into their offensive capability.
King Dime trying some rocket jumps out for himself. Unfortunately, he doesn't really have the timings down. He just sort of fell on his own rocket and died that time.
Ed with 1 frag on a defender. He has another one respawn behind him. Needs that support at mid. The support at mid is not there. Blue flag returned. Dastin, another rocket jump. Only losing 12 health on that rocket jump. Needs the flag returned. Ends up terminating Ed, and then Alpha. And gets some rocket coverage on his own, to score another flag, 3-0. It's ridiculous the kind of pressure Onslaught is exerting on Wasted Potential. It's converting flags, flag after flag. I'm not sure we'll see a combined 10 minutes on this map.
Yeah, it's certainly not looking good for Wasted Potential right now. They're in danger of going 0-2 in this matchup already, going to their home field. Not what you want.
Great return from Alpha there, who shot Dastin mid-jump, dropping the flag to mid, allowing for an easy return.
Yeah, frags are about, there's about 10 frag advantage for Onslaught, but, I mean, the flags, like the flag running from Dastin is just, it's really, really hard to stop unless you have a similar offense.
Yeah, it's the utility that is stopping Wasted Potential from matching them blow for blow. And it's a last-second return from Drangzer, stopping Ed from capturing the only flag they would have had so far in these 2 rounds.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker. 3-1 is a lot more manageable than 3-0, but there's still 6 minutes left on the board, so plenty of time to take this one back.
King Dime is out and across with the flag. It could be a pickup. It did get picked up by Drangzer. The rest of his team didn't know where the flag was. Prime trying to get out of Onslaught's base with the flag, at least in one piece, 30 health. Can't turn around and get the person behind him. Dastin finishes the job, 4-0 now in favor of Onslaught. Stuff is happening so fast, it's hard to call. Drangzer out to mid. Is this going to be the final flag of the home field for Onslaught? It is 5-0. We don't even have a combined 10 minutes in the first 2 rounds of this best of 5.
Yeah, not much to say. When I said about the frag difference, they blew it up by about 23 and just completely took over the game. Scored 2 flags in about that last minute and a half. Yeah, I mean, it would be in WS. Wasted Potential is going to need to come back to this home field to win it, but they're going to have to play perfect on their own home field, map 4.
I mean, this is a rough one. I mean, if you're looking at towards the semifinal bracket, you'll be looking at what Onslaught is capable of. Wasted Potential, while we can't count them out of the game just yet, that is a rough start to your best of 5. On your home field, you better have what it takes. Try to exploit King Dime, maybe. I mean, Dime, we saw the difference between Dastin and Dime. While you can't rag on a rookie for trying his best, the difference is worlds apart for someone like King Dime and Dastin, who is very experienced as we get into round 4. Or, sorry, round 3 on map 4.
It's hard to put into words how hard it is to do what Dastin's doing, the 12 HP rocket jumps onto the top of, of Mephetic Waste. But he makes it look so easy that anybody can just roll in and do it.
It's a phenomenal work from the team captain of Onslaught, player who is, over his World Doom League career, established an immense name for himself and incredible skill. As we just saw him just walk right in to the Wasted Potential base and just take the flag while the rest of his team is holding down the fort. Dastin walks out of the underground passage and scores 1-0 for OS within the first minute on a map that is typically known as a stronghold map.
Yeah, everything went right for Dastin. His gate was open, their gate was open. It was about a 5-second cap. Made one frag, and that was it. He's looking to look for another one.
And we watched Ed for just a second, tries to get the flag back. Dastin needs the flag returned, and it is returned 2-0 now for OS. Dastin's rating is going to be absolutely out of control when we get these stacks published.
Yeah, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to look at it. This is just an incredible showing from Dastin. Putting on a running clinic, really. This may end up being the shortest playoff game of all time. Obviously, there's still plenty of time left.
And a reminder that Dastin does play overseas. He is not native to the states where the servers are hosted. So if you got problems with your game, look within and try to channel your inner Dastin, because if Dastin can make it work, you can too.
Yeah, Odomex does a pretty good job of handling the ping. Of at least, the shots may leave something to be desired, but at least the movement's all right. Obviously.
I mean, 2-0 in. I mean, this is ridiculous. Wasted Potential is going to need an answer of some kind. And Dastin, I couldn't even switch over to Dastin in time. He scored another flag by the time I realized the flag was out of the base. Ed tries to get out of the base in desperation, but cannot. Dastin already again trying for another attempt. 3-0 in favor of OS. This might be an awfully short quarterfinals game.
Yeah, I mean, on that cap, Dastin just ignored the defender because he missed, grabbed the flag, made his frag, and then was just across mid and scored it very easily. Like, he's so in the groove and, like, just, doing he's just predicting everything the other player's going to do.
Alpha
showing off a masterclass.
Alpha tries to even get off the pedestal with the enemy flag. They're really throwing everything at the wall they can. I guess they're clearing the benches for all offense. They need offensive pressure to keep OS back. At very minimum, they may not have an answer directly for Dastin, but try to cause some bleeding of your own.
Yeah, we got to give a little credit to King Dime here in his playoff debut. He's obviously doing enough to keep his team green here, going into the third round with 2 wins.
And Dime doing a good job of taking out those 2 offensive players. Gets burned there, but Drancer's there to back him up. King Dime getting a lot of great experience in his rookie season under the tutelage and leadership of Dastin, who is establishing himself as a world-class player. And we're getting into the part of map 4 that many players know best, which is more of a grind than anything else. The flags Dastin has really gotten out of the base are the exception to the rule. Map 4 is known to be a big slaughterhouse map.
It's definitely a defender's haven, which is why Wasted Potential picked it, but unfortunately every run Dastin's had, he's only had to defeat 1 defender, and he's been out.
Moving over to Drancer, who's playing base defense along with King Dime, and playing a more aggressive role at the bottom of map 4. Because as players jump over you, you get a really easy shot at them, because in Doom, players cannot shift their momentum midair.
Yeah, can't do any sort of jumps like in the Source Engine where you can change your direction midair and or circle jumps like strafe. No, you're just in the air and you can't move. So be sure to aim your jump in the beginning and not try. You can't save it.
That's part of what makes rocket jump so crazy in this game. You need a precise angle from the very get-go. This ain't Quake where you can rocket jump and then air strafe out of it. Ed gets caught in the corner, magnetized to that corner. Alpha tries to pick it back up. While Dastin is out and across, needs the flag returned. 4-0 for Onslaught in the third round. We're in execution territory. This could be a shutout for Onslaught, advancing to the semifinals with just one more flag.
Yeah, I mean, if you get shut out on your own home field, I mean, probably shouldn't have been your home field, but I mean, Dastin's just putting, I mean, obviously Drancer and King Dime are keeping their flag on the pedestal, but this is just a masterclass. I've never seen such a dominant performance in the playoffs.
And Drancer with 64 frags on the board, the highest in the server on this map so far. That's titanic on a map like map 4. And Dastin could be clearing across. He gets shot in the back, but the flag, due to the quirk in the Doom engine when you're constructing a map like this in the fake floor, the flag will fall below, allowing Drancer to pick it back up and escort it for the final flag capture for Onslaught in the quarterfinals. Onslaught will be taking it 3-0. And that'll be it for this best of 5. A blistering performance from Onslaught. I don't even know what else to say.
Yeah, I mean, like these teams are pretty far seated. They're far away from each other, but I didn't expect it to be that far away from each other. Game was over in just about 16 minutes, which is unreal for a playoff game. 3-0 in 16 minutes is a pretty dominant showing, and as I'm sure the stats will show.
I mean, we spent more time on the countdown screen than a couple of these rounds. That was absolutely phenomenal performance from Onslaught. Hey, we brought you a great performance from Team Onslaught. Wasted Potential was not able to keep up, but they also made the playoffs. So, hats off to Alpha, Ed, Thexus Prime, and Solar. They made it to the quarterfinals. Sometimes a playoff berth is, it's good. You've made it to that point. But Onslaught will be advancing to the semifinals with a performance that will be remembered. Blair, do you have those stats up? Because we could link those to the chat right now.
I am doing them right now.
And let's see, what does the bracket look like for that side? Now, the winner of 2v7, which is Onslaught and Wasted Potential respectively, will be facing the winner of 3v6, which is going to be Domain or Dozu and Friends, and that game will happen at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. We'll be broadcasting that one here, but either of those two teams will have to go up against the titanic performance that Onslaught has put up today. It's absolutely phenomenal what Dastin, Drancer, and King Dime were able to perform.
I'm just putting these stats up real quick. It's loading. I don't know who made this website, but it sucks. That's a joke. I made the website.
Yeah,
I'm allowed.
Blair. I mean, Blair has made the website that we kind of debuted with a fresh coat of paint and a lot of new workings under the hood this season. Doomleague.org. From there you can look at stats from all time. Break it down by season, by week. You can break down particular stats like captures per minute, damage per minute. You can look at results from all the games we've had cataloged before. You can look at match times coming up, which also match times are going to be in your local time. So if you want to see what we got coming up, then go to doomleague.org/matches and bookmark those times, and we'll be broadcasting them here.
All right, here's the stats.
All right. Let me see.
Hot out of the oven.
And a shout out to King Dime for absolutely amazing, despite only practicing for 2 days. That's a tough thing to go into highly technical maps like map 14 when you're not only a rookie, but also, just didn't have a whole lot of time to bang it out. But going into the stacks, what we got here?
Yeah, that's a 15-0 shutout.
Dasting's rating is 230.96. That is ridiculous.
That is a playoff record, I am sure. 1434 total game time for a playoff game. Yeah, I mean, just incredible performance.
And with 27 touches, 11 captures, that's very nearly a touch. That's very nearly a capture every 2 touches. That is beyond reproach. It's a hell of a thing to see a team that dominant. That doesn't mean that wasted potential is bad. It may just mean that Onslaught is just a dominant force as we go into the semifinals. So whoever their opponent is, they definitely have their work cut out for them. They'll be reviewing demos. They'll be doing it old school style, putting in the VHS tape and seeing what this team was doing and how to stop it.
Yeah, I mean, first round, Dastin had a 300 rating. 300.43. Obviously, he absorbed the rating from his teammate. King Dime had a 6.18 rating. He was just along for the ride that round.
Oh my god!
I mean, just like obviously that doesn't matter. And score line matters. And Onslaught will be moving on to the WDL Summer 2021 semi-final playoff round.
And we'll be bringing those to you too. But for now, that'll be it. I mean, thank you all for coming out and watching this blistering fast best of 5. I mean, this will be going up on YouTube. So hey, if you came in towards the end, no problem. We'll have it uploaded there in short order. But for now, we'll be playing you out. Thank you, Blair, for coming out this lovely Saturday and co-casting.
Thank you.
And we are signing off. I am Xenaero. I'm joined by KBlair today. We'll be bringing you 2 more games tomorrow in a double feature. Stay tuned for then, and have a great rest of your Saturday.